This is Coupled for Life,
your marriage podcast with Jason and Elizabeth Franklin.
sparking communication in intertribal and intercultural marriages.
Love like this, whoever thought it could be? All I know, God had picked you for me.
Hi people, welcome to yet another episode of Coupled for Life, where we spark communication in your marriage. We are your hosts, Elizabeth Wanjiro Franklin, and
Jason Franklin Ochola.
we are husband and wife.
Yes, we are. If we were not, I don't know why we would be doing Coupled for Life.
So if you've been listening to our episodes, we are now talking about how we met.
Yes.
So in our last episode, we left off where Jason is about to break up with a lady. Pick it up.
Pick it up. Now, throughout this episode, put in the sound effects for the Wild Wild West movies.
Background
Yes.
music.
The music
Background
and even the
sound.
sound, yes. So, picking up from where we left last episode, we've come from a party where I was invited by a mutual friend, and the girl I was dating was invited as well. But now we've not talked for months, we've not seen each other, and here we are in this awkward situation where we have to deal with our past, our issues. We get into a bus headed into Nairobi CBD, and this was one of those times I've ever seen a woman mad.
She
Well,
was
other than
living-
in marriage. Well, I've seen you mad in marriage. it's
I do not get mad.
okay. You get extremely mad.
No, I'm just happy. I'm always happy. I don't get angry. No. I'm a happy wife.
But we'll
I'm a
come to
forever
that.
happy wife.
We'll come to that when we're talking about conflict and conflict resolution.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, we will.
So we're in this bus, a public service vehicle. We're headed back into the CBD. Did I say public? We are not the only passengers in. And she's on a roll.
Ooh.
A tirade of words. And angry.
No.
She was angry. Talked. Everything that she has not talked in the past number of months, she's talking it now.
Wow.
And she's angry. And she's mad. And she's livid. And she's
Wow.
irked. And she's... What other word can I use to talk of someone who was mad? Yes,
She was every single word.
She was the diary of a mad black woman. Now, I would talk once in a while, but if we were to gauge it in terms of percentages, I talked 2% of the time.
Okay.
And she was mad. My parents raised me up empathetic. And here I was, empathetic for what I had taken this lady through. She had a right to be angry,
Yeah.
because I did not handle her well. We alighted and got to this public square next to a famous statue in the CBD. And as we were talking, still in the public, we were not the only ones at this square. And she's talking and she's mad and she's telling me as it is. And then she broke off the relationship with me.
Just like that?
Just like that.
Oh no. Oh no.
She she broke off the relationship. Now, the party ended at, say, 7 p.m. We started talking outside our friend's house after the party for about 15 to 30 minutes. We boarded this bus into town. It's a journey of about another 20 minutes. And we are at the CBD at this square for another 30 or so minutes.
Okay.
When she broke up with me, it was round about 9:30, 10 p.m. Now, the reason why I had accompanied her to town is I still have to be a gentleman, in as much as I was a terrible one earlier. It's nighttime, I have to take her to get a vehicle back home. She can't be walking alone. So, she leaves me at the square. I was dumped.
You are dumped.
I was dumped. I'm not the one who did the dumping.
You are dumped.
Yes.
I am so sorry.
I can laugh about it right now.
Yeah, I
but
know.
It was so hard. I had heard of people dumping and people being dumped, but I had never experienced it. And this happened in the public. Well, nightlife in Nairobi is still like day life. There are many people around, and people are next to me seated. I stayed rooted at that spot for, say, another 15 minutes, wondering what had just happened. And if it had just happened. And if it had just happened to me. And it dawned on me that I was the recipient. I was the dumpee.
Meanwhile-
Okay, sorry, I was the dumped.
Meanwhile, when I had gone to the prayer mountain and we were praying about relationships and marriages, one of the points that we prayed about was that if our marriage partner is in a relationship that they should not be in,
Wow.
that they should be separated from it
Wow.
with immediate effect.
Wow, look at that.
God orchestrated everything.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. That's amazing. But I was dumped.
You were dumped. God ensured that you
I
got
was
dumped.
dumped.
Yes. That's why you're here.
I mastered myself, mastered my courage, picked up whatever little pieces of mine were left having been shattered, and my heart that had dropped down to my tummy, I brought it back up so that it could pump blood properly. This happened in, well, it was not broad daylight, it was in broad street light. I got up, took the bus home, and I went. I went home because now I was living on my own.
In Nairobi.
In
still.
Nairobi. I took my phone. When I got home, I knew I had to eat. I took my phone, wrote in to the pastor of the church, and told him, I'm sorry, I will not be around tomorrow for the Christmas service.
Meanwhile, this Christmas service that is tomorrow was a service that, since we had met, now at this point we'd already met physically, you had already come to church. You do not know who I am, but I know who you are. You're my husband. And after having met, later that day, we had a session with the praise and worship team where you played the keyboard as we practiced songs for the next service, which was going to be the Christmas service.
Yes.
So now, here we are, waiting for you to come to church for the Christmas service.
Yes.
And
I'm a no-show.
you decided that you were not showing up. So where were you?
Where I was dumped on Christmas Eve. Let no one tell you that men can handle themselves well. No one takes it easily. It's a tough thing. It does not matter if you invested in that relationship for a year or 2 months, it's not easy. It leaves you broken. I texted the pastor of the church that I had just visited the week before, because now I had known him from my campus life. So I had his number, his phone number. So I texted him and told him, I'm afraid I will not be in service tomorrow. This and this has happened. I switched off my phone and crashed. Well, I'm not talking about crashing sleeping, crashing emotionally.
You cried?
Yes, I did. Because I couldn't do it in the streets. I did it in my house. Guess what? I don't know what time I slept, but 5 a.m. I was up. And 6 a.m. found me in the first public service vehicle back home to my parents.
Out of Nairobi.
Out of Nairobi. I wanted to be as far away as possible from this heartache.
And home is 6 hours from Nairobi.
Home right now is 6 hours. By then it was, say, 7-8 hours away. Because the roads were terrible. I didn't want to know that I'm breaking a commitment at the church I was the previous Sunday. We had practiced the carols. We had gone through the songs. It was all well. I didn't want to know. I had to guard my heart. I had to take care of myself. I ran home. I sped home. In fact, if I could make the driver not stop at any points, if I could make him break all speed limits, I would have done it. I went home to my parents.
Okay.
The only person who knew that I was going through a bad time at that point was the sister I follow. No one else did.
Now, meanwhile, back at service the very next day, we know that the man that we are waiting for, the man that we have been practicing with, is suddenly a no-show. And we were not told the reason why he did not show up. But for me, just knowing that he broke a commitment made me quite introspective. And the first thing that I decided was that he was not the man for me. If a man cannot keep a promise, if a man cannot keep a commitment, even before God, even in church, how much less will he keep his promises to me?
In marriage.
In marriage. And so I knew this, whatever it was
This
that...
chap is not...
No, he's not for me.
He's not that man in my
He's
dreams.
not that man in my dreams. No. And I was done.
Wow. How quickly we tend to judge when in the background God is working what he needs to work out
It's
for
true.
us.
It's true.
And you see, it does not just affect relationships. It's anything. Maybe it's that job that you're looking for, that international connection that you're looking for. And even as important as marriages. Because we're talking about marriage. God loves marriage.
He does.
And if we let him play by his rules, the end product is so beautiful.
For sure.
Now, for you to know how the story continues after my heartbreak and escape, and Liz's disappointment of this guy that she saw and thought was the man of her dreams, tune in the next episode. But ensure that you click that subscribe button, leave us a comment, and send us an email or your feedback on our email coupledforlife@gmail.com, and follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Coupled for Life.
We are excited that you are here with us. It's amazing to share our story with all of you. And thank you for everyone who is commenting and sending us your messages. We absolutely appreciate all of you. We will see you in our next episode.
Bye-bye.
Love like this, whoever thought it could be? All I know, God had been.